communication. And this protocol is developed by Motorola in 1980s. And this SPI device communicate in full duplex mode. That means you can transmit and receive data at a time using a master-slave architecture. And it is a single master multi-slave system. Remember this one. SPI is a single master multi-slave system. There will be single master and slaves will be multiple. You may have any number of slaves. And the SPI interface can be either 3-wire or 4-wire. Here we will focus on the 4-wire SPI interface, which is more popular. And it requires 4 signal lines for communication. They are, the first one is MOSI, master out, slave in. Listen here, master out, slave in. Master out, slave in means master will transmit the data and slave will receive the data. It is a signal line which carries the data from master to slave. And this MOSI signal can also be called as SDI, slave data in, or SI, slave input, or DI, data input. Instead of MOSI, we can also represent as SDI, SI, or DI. Next one, MISO, master in, slave out. In this case, the slave is transmitting the data and master is receiving the data. And this is a signal line which carries data from slave to master device. It is also called as an slave data out, SDO, or slave out or data out. Next, serial clock. Serial clock signal line is used for carrying the clock signals. The master is one which generates this clock signal, and the data transmitted between the master and slave is synchronized with the help of this clock signal only. The last one, SS, slave selection. The slave selection signal is used for slave device selection. Usually, it is a active low signal. We know one thing, that SPI is a single master multi-slave communication. That is, SPI interface can have only one master and can have multiple slaves. That is, one or multiple slaves. For example, I am the master who is delivering the lecture to you, and you are all the slaves who are watching my video. If I want to question any one of you, then I will select any one of you with the help of this SS, slave selection signal, and with the help of MOSI, master out, slave in line, I will transmit the question to you. Then what you will do? You will reply to me with the help of MISO signal. In this way, the master and slave will communicate with one another. And SPI is one of the most widely used interface between microcontroller and peripherals such as EEPROM, electrically erasable programmable read-only memory, memory devices, ADCs, analog to digital converters, memory card readers, and RFID card readers. See, these all peripherals works on SPI protocol. Here you can observe the SPI signals here. SI is nothing but MOSI, master out, slave in. Here master is your microcontroller and this memory is the slave. This is the slave in pin, this is the slave out pin, and this is serial clock, and this is CS, chip selection or slave selection. Here chip is EEPROM, no, this is the slave, therefore chip selection is nothing but the slave selection. And in ADC interfacing, you can also see here MISO which is connected to D out here, data out. Here slave is ADC, master is your microcontroller. The data out means slave out, slave in, serial clock, and slave selection or chip selection. And here memory card readers, for memory card readers, also using SPI protocol. See here, MISO, master in slave out, master out slave in, serial clock, and chip selection. And coming to RFID readers, card readers, identity card readers. See here, serial clock, MOSI, master out slave in, master in slave out, next chip selection, slave selection. So in this way, most of the peripherals use SPI protocol for communication with the master device. And the concept of SPI is explained with the help of the following figure, following block diagram. See here. As we know that SPI requires 4 wires and transmits data simultaneously in both directions because it is a full duplex communication. One device is a master and the other device is a slave. Here this one is a master and this one is a slave. The master provides the clock for both devices. Here the clock is provided by the master device and it will also provide a signal to select the slave with the help of the slave selection line. Here the SPI works on the principle of shift registers. You can see shift registers here in master and slave, and thereby from shift register the data is latched to the output pin with the help of the data latch. Here shift registers are used for data transmission and reception. During transmission from master to slave, the data in the master shift register is shifted out to the MOSI pin, master out slave in pin, and it enters the slave shift register through this pin only, MOSI pin. And at the same time, the shifted out data bit from the slave shift register enters the master shift register with the help of MISO line, master in slave out line. In this way, the shift registers of master and slave devices form a central buffer. It forms a loop. And to begin SPI communication, the master must send the clock signal and select the slave by enabling the slave selection signal. Usually, the slave selection is a active low signal. See here, it is a active low signal. Hence, the master must send logic 0 on this signal to select the slave. Remember one thing. In SPI, the data transmission between the master and slave is depending upon the clock signal, which is generated by the master. Here in SPI, the master can select the clock polarity and clock phase. Remember these two words, clock polarity and clock phase. In addition to setting the clock frequency, the master must also configure the clock polarity and phase with respect to the data. And for every clock pulse, the SPI performs two operations, reading data bit and sending data bit. It is reading the data bit and sending the data bit for every clock pulse. Remember this one. Because it is a full duplex communication. And generally these two operations are done at two edges of the clock signal. And so, depending upon the clock polarity and clock phase, there are 4 standard modes for SPI. And these two bits, clock polarity and clock phase, determines when the data transmission starts and what type of operation is to be performed when. That is, reading operation or writing operation, depending upon the clock. See here. Here CPOL means clock polarity. This clock polarity bit selects the active state. That is, if clock polarity bit is set to 0, then your active state is high. That is, you are giving positive clock. The positive clock is transferred from master to slave. And here the inactive state is low. That is 0. And Each clock cycle consists of pulses of 1. That is, the leading edge is here the rising edge and the trailing edge is falling edge here. And see here, if clock polarity is equal to 1, then what is the active state? Active state is low. See here, active state is low and it is a negative clock. And here each cycle consists of pulses of 0. That is, here leading edge is falling edge and the trailing edge is rising edge. This is about the clock polarity. And coming to clock phase, the clock phase signal is one which selects read or write operation at rising or falling edges of the clock when to perform reading or writing operation, that is either at the rising edge or at the falling edge. See here. And see here, if clock phase is equal to 0, then the read operation is performed on the leading edge and the write operation is performed on the trailing edge of the clock pulse. Understand? If clock phase is equal to 0, then reading operation is performed on the leading edge and writing operation is performed on the trailing edge of the clock pulse. And if clock phase is equal to 1, then writing operation is performed on the leading edge and reading operation is performed on the trailing edge. And depending upon this clock polarity and clock phase, the SPI has 4 standard modes for communication. And see here the 4 modes. If CPOL and CPHA is equal to 00, it is mode 0. If it is 01, it is mode 1. If it is 10, that is mode 2. And 11, mode 3. And let us see the mode 1. For example, we consider 00 and 11 for explanation. Consider mode 1. Here CPOL is equal to 0 and CPHA is equal to 0. That means clock polarity is equal to 0 and clock phase is equal to 0. Here clock polarity is equal to 0 means the active state is high, that is positive clock. And see, here clock phase is equal to 0. Clock phase is equal to 0 means, see here, the reading operation is performed at the leading edge and writing operation performed at the trailing edge of the clock pulse. You can observe that one here. See here, the reading operation is performed at the leading edge and writing operation performed at the trailing edge. And you can observe that slave selection line. The slave selection line is an active low signal, as I said. Here see the low. This signal will activate your slave. And these bits MOSI and MISO shows the bits that are being transferred. And coming to mode 3, clock polarity is equal to 1 and clock phase is equal to 1. Clock polarity is equal to 1 means the active state is low. See here, negative clock pulse. And clock phase is equal to 1. Clock phase is equal to 1 means, said no, the writing will take place on the leading edge and the reading will take place on the trailing edge. And slave selection line will be low and here the bits are transferred, read or write. And as we discussed before, where SPI is a single master multi-slave communication protocol. That means we can connect more than one slave to the master. And slave selection is done with the help of SS signal, slave selection signal line. And there are 2 ways of connecting multiple slaves to a single master. In both the cases, the master will provide the clock to all the slaves. And slaves can be addressed individually. And you can see the 2 ways. In the first way, the bus with slaves individually selected. Here the bus is there with slaves individually selected. The slaves are selected individually. And the second one is the daisy chain method. See, in the first configuration, the MOSI and MISO pins of the master are connected to the respective pins of the slaves. The master uses separate slave selection lines or signals to select one of the slaves here. In this configuration, the data transmission takes place between master and any one of the selected slave device. So look at this one. This is the daisy chain method. In this second configuration, all the devices are connected in daisy chain as shown in the figure. See here. Here you can see only single slave selection line. What happens here? Here the master will send a bit to the first slave. The first slave will send a bit to the next slave. And next one to the next one. Like that, the bit will reach the final slave. And the final slave will send a bit to the master again. This is called as a daisy chain. It is a chain form. Here, the MISO pin of the first slave is connected to MOSI pin of the next slave in the chain. And the MISO pin of the final slave is connected to the MISO of the master. In this method, all the shift registers inside each device are connected into a single long loop. And the slave selection pin in the master is connected to all the slaves. And coming to the SPI features, these are some of the SPI features. As you know, the SPI module data length may be 7-bit or 8-bit data length. Maybe 7-bit or 8-bit. It can be selected with the help of the bits in the control register. We will discuss later. And here also you can transmit LSB first or MSB first. First for data transmission and reception. And your SPI can be used in 3-pin or 4-pin configuration. Here we are discussing about the 4-pin configuration SPI. And we can use in master mode or both in slave mode or master mode. It is having independent transmit and receiver shift registers. It is also having separate buffers, that is transmission buffer and receiver buffer. And as it is a full duplex communication, continuously transmit and receive the data. And we discussed that with the help of the CPOL and CPHA, it is having a selectable clock polarity and clock phase control. It is also having programmable clock frequency in master mode. And it is a independent interrupt capability for both receiver and transmitter. And these are